Perfect. Hello. Hi, everyone. Well, thank you all for coming. My name is Emma. I'm the Associated Students President, and also right now I'm chairing the AS Elections Committee. So we're super excited that you all came out to this event tonight. So I'm going to just kind of explain a little bit of how elections is going to go, and then I'll talk about how tonight is going to go. So there are several candidates running for different positions, but one of the things that is happening this year that is different than from years past is that we don't have any positions that are running contested. So what that means is that there's only one person running for each position. But we just want you all to know that this is still a venue for you all to vote and to have a voice in your student government and to choose who you think should be representing you. So the way that it's going to work is that when we have voting, which will be taking place starting on March 7th, the way that it's going to work is that for each position, we're going to have the option yes and the option no, so you can decide whether or not you want that person to be elected into that position. So just off the bat, we want you all to know that just because there's only one person running for each position doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be elected, just so you all know that there's still a representation process happening. So, that being said, election days are happening on March 7th through March 9th. So it's a 48-hour voting process. They'll be voting online through Community, and we'll have access to that on the CSUMB page, and we'll be sharing that on Facebook and other social media venues when it gets closer to that time. And we also have another event coming up. We have the Candidate Forum debates, and so this would have been set up kind of like a normal debate if we had contested positions, but we still want you all to have an opportunity to be able to ask the candidates questions and get to know them a little bit more. So we'll still be hosting that event, and that is happening on the 3rd in the Student Center West Lounge at 8 p.m. So that's how this is going to work over the next few weeks. And tonight is going to work by each candidate having a space to give a speech for up to 5 minutes, and it will be timed. So I'll be over here with a phone just making sure that they're on time. Once you all get close to 5 minutes, I'll give you a little, hey, you're getting close to 5 minutes, and I will cut you off at 5 minutes, sorry. And then afterwards, each candidate will also have time for 5 minutes of questions. And so I'll be choosing the people to ask questions, so if you all just raise your hand, and you'll have the opportunity to ask questions just so the candidate themselves is not choosing who's asking the questions. We want to make sure it's fair. All right, so surprise, the candidates don't know what order their speeches are going in, so we just wanted the audience to have a little bit of participation in this. So all of the candidates are in this bowl. So I'm just going to walk through and you all can pick one and we'll go in that order. So I'm just going to grab my pen so I can write it down so we actually go in the right order. All right. All right. So, just in case you didn't catch that, the order is going to be Lauren, Ashia, Kate, Autumn, Olivia, January, Michael, and Nicholas. So, hope you all are prepared. All right, so Lauren, if you want to come on up, you can get started, and I'm going to just sit right over here and work the clock. So as soon as you start talking, I'm going to start the clock, so don't start talking.
Hello, my name is Lauren McLean. I'm running for president. I'm currently serving as the Chief Financial Officer, and I've worked on addressing student concerns through various projects this year. When students came to AS asking for earlier dispersal of financial aid and a more accessible financial aid office during high traffic seasons, I jumped on the opportunity. I immediately set up a meeting with the Director of Financial Aid. I was able to work with her and one of the counselors to make more money available to students before the start of the semester via the emergency loan. I worked with them further to address the availability concerns, and they are currently in the process of trying to add an additional counselor. Finally, with financial aid, I have brought student concerns over communication to them. This is a project I'm still working on, but so far we've hosted a FAFSA workshop and an open forum type event with donuts. But don't vote for me because I host events with donuts. Vote for me because of the simple fact that I am passionate about student advocacy. I strongly believe everyone deserves an equal voice on this campus. With that, one of my main goals as president is to ensure students don't lose their voice as the campus continues to grow. With new buildings being planned and important decisions being made, I want to help the students maintain their advocacy. I will be the vehicle for students to take their concerns and ideas to campus administration. My second main goal as president will be to work for further unity and collaboration between AS and other student organizations. We all have the same purpose, to make this campus great for our students. I also have so many other ideas of what I would like to accomplish as president. These ideas range from addressing the availability and diversity of healthy food on campus to the potential of long-distance buses for students to go home over the breaks. I have started conversations and projects this year, and as your president next year, I will be able to continue them with a fluidity and focus geared towards success. It would be an honor to serve as your AS president, and I truly care about the student voice and making it as loud as possible. Thank you.
Okay, so because her speech wasn't as long, we'll have a little bit more time for questions, and I'll just be right over here. So, somebody has a question? Yes.
You're talking about long-term buses to also get to break. Is it possible to get a bus from Promontory to Maintenance? Or a trolley or something?
That is something I can look into. As far as I know, it's really difficult because it's Marina and Seaside, and I think that that's something that transportation has already looked at, and I don't know a lot about it, but that's definitely something I could push for and talk to transportation about, which I'm totally fine with. I agree.
Other questions?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, not me.
I'm sorry, I can't see.
It's Valerie.
Oh, Valerie, thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Well, if we're discussing long-distance busing that would go over several districts, how do you plan on accomplishing long-distance busing versus if short-distance busing is complicated?
To be honest, that's just one of my project ideas that I haven't looked into at all. While I was campaigning, I've been collecting this list of things that students would like to see and things that I would work on as president. And then when I made my speech, I just picked two from there. But there's so many other things I want to work on, like biker safety or of course I can't think of anything right now. But it's just one thing on a list of things that I would like to look into as president. And the logistics of it, I haven't exactly started yet.
Other questions?
advocacy means being able to have a voice and a say in what happens on this campus. The campus is geared towards the students, and so shouldn't the students have a say in how their campus is run and how it works? And so for me, advocacy means like if a student were to come to me with a concern, then I would take that concern, and even if it's not necessarily like what I believe, like having a bus from Promontory to main campus, if I'm like, oh, no, like walking's good for you, I'm just gonna put that aside. That's not advocacy, because that's her voice and that's her feeling. So that's what advocacy means to me.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Next we have Ashia.
Hello, my name is Ashia Coleman. I am a third-year Collaborative Health and Human Services major with an interdisciplinary in social work and public health. I have a passion for helping people. That's what I want to do as a career. I joined the Associated Students last year to be a part of something such as an organization to change diversity. Applying for the College of Health Sciences and Human Services senator position, I had no clue what to do in this space, but knowing health and wellness on this campus is huge, I thought of rewarding the students on this campus with hygienic products. My first semester being a part of AS, I planned my first event of the academically giveaways. During week, welcome to final week, passing out items like mouthwash, hand sanitizer, Post-its, whiteouts, pencils, and brochures for resources dealing with health. The last day of the event, I was exhausted from all the things I was doing, but hearing that students are waiting for this event to start was a mental note I was doing something right. I want to keep this event successful and bigger while I'm in office for this position. I want to do better planning events for students related to health and wellness. If I can rerun for this position, I want to plan different cultural dance groups, and that students can relieve stress and have fun dancing. Taking the role of the community of the colleges, being chair, I want to table on the campus and recruit more students in this position of an academic senator, which each major can be represented. One thing that this position offered me was a trip to DC. Next week, I will be going to represent Associated Students in the College of Health and Human Services to present my poster on social justice issues pertaining to gang violence in Monterey County. And I want to give other students in the college the opportunity to do that next year. Taking on the chair of the community of the colleges, I want, just for myself and others in the community of the colleges, to spread student advocacy. And I think that's the best way for me, being in this position for another year, to promote more of health and wellness for my college and recruiting students for the academic senator. Please consider me for this position. Thank you.
We'll have questions now.
Yes.
Valerie?
Yes, I was wondering, have you been going to the student body and asking them a list of ideas of how they would see how they view your position, and what promotions that they would like to see?
Yes. Currently, I talked to some of my classmates in my major, and they said that they like what I'm doing, and they want more of like swag and basically like more programs where they could attend, and instead of more like programs of like events and stuff like that. That's why I want to keep it out there. So I'm still working on promoting myself to the college, but I am getting out there to make sure that I am listening to the student needs within my college.
Other questions? Isabel? Have you been able to set up any meetings with the dean of the college and do any advocacy through that venue?
Yes, so I meet with my dean Britt every month. So I just had a meeting with her today, and she wants to plan more like wellness, like national days within the month to spread to students. Like for April, we're planning the alcohol wellness awareness month. So we're planning something around to promote that in the month. So if it doesn't happen this semester, it'll happen next semester. Well, next year.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you, Rashida. Next we have Kate for College of Science.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kate Ingram, and I would like to start by thanking all of you for considering me for the 2016-2017 College of Science Senator position under the Associated Students. Since the beginning of my freshman year in 2014, I have been actively searching for ways to get involved on our campus. I started out by getting involved in clubs such as Blue Crew and the American Medical Students Association, which is the pre-medicine club here on campus. And through these two organizations, I was able to gain a sense of campus culture, but still wanted to establish deeper roots. This past semester, I was appointed as the secretary for the American Medical Students Association and was quickly promoted to the position of vice president, effective as of this spring semester. Through these two roles, I have experienced a lot of personal and professional growth. I have learned how to be a leader, how to manage my time between many tasks and responsibilities, and most importantly, I've learned how to advocate for my fellow CSUMB students. These experiences of student leadership and student advocacy have only further driven me to become more involved on our campus. For this reason, I stand in front of you all today, establishing my candidacy for the College of Science Senator position. I feel like becoming involved in Associated Students will provide me with the opportunity to facilitate and promote growth and success within our student population. If elected, I would continue to promote student advocacy through my actions as the College of Science Senator. My main goals in this position would be to first spread awareness of what Associated Students is and the ways our student population can get involved and stay connected with our student government. I would want our students to have a better understanding of who their representatives are within student government and what powers these representatives have in providing the student body with the learning environment they desire. If elected, I would also want to ensure that as our campus continues to grow, we maintain a good sense of communication and collaboration between our students and faculty, and also between our students and our student government. It is these types of communication and collaboration that are imperative to the success and growth of both our students and our university. The past leadership experiences I have explored at this university have only proven that I am extremely passionate about student advocacy, and that I have the capacity to thrive well in new collaborative leadership environments. As one of your fellow CSUMB students, I care about the opinions and voices each of you hold. My priority would be to bring attention to these opinions and let each voice be heard in order to promote a campus culture within which all students can thrive. Thank you all for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Can you please just repeat your question because some people in the back can't hear? So when they ask you a question.
Sure.
All right. Diana.
Hey, so I am interested in learning more about what's going on in the College of Science. Do you know any of the issues that seem to
Okay, so the question was that she is interested in learning about what concerns that are going on within the College of Sciences and if I'm aware of any. I actually have a good relationship with a lot of students within the College of Science because I am very involved within AMSA, the pre-med club here on campus, and I have been reaching out to students asking them to come to me if they want to voice any concerns. So I've planted that seed in their minds to be thinking about any changes, any suggestions that they would want to see, but so far no one has come to me yet. But I have been making an effort to reach out to students to make sure that they know who I am, that I care about any concerns they may have, any suggestions for improvement, and things such as that.
Computer science and communication design are also part of the College of Science, but oftentimes they get left out of the loop because we're not, the other type of science. So how would you get us back in there? How do get us more involved?
Right. So the question is that computer sciences often seems to be left out within the College of Sciences. They feel like they're not represented very well. And I am very well aware that there are many other majors under the College of Sciences other than just your typical biology or environmental science. There's also mathematics and statistics, there's computer sciences, there's media arts. So going into this position, I would definitely want to research what each of these majors stand for, what courses they're looking at, who the main professors are, who the good resources are for them, just so I have an understanding of not only my own major being molecular biology, but I can be more relatable to students who are of other majors. And then I would really want to make a presence as the College of Sciences Senator. I would want to make sure that each student within the various majors know who I am, that they can come to me, and that when they do come to me, that each of their voices will be heard equally as well, not just your typical science, biology, environmental studies.
Mm-hmm.
In understanding the issues of the college that you want to represent, have you currently made any effort in reaching out to the current College of the Science Senator or the Dean of the college?
So the question is, have I been currently reaching out to the current College of Science Senator or the current Dean of the College of Science? And I am aware that as of right now, there is not a College of Science Senator. I do know the previous College of Science Senator personally. I have been talking to him, talking about how his position was, what his role was like. And then I have not had any communication with the Dean himself, but I do know a lot of professors within the SEP department, and I work very closely with Henrik Kabak specifically. He's our faculty advisor through AMSA, so I know him very well, so I have pretty good connections within the College of Science, but I would definitely want to broaden my connections to not just within the SEP department, just like you were saying over here, so that I could be able to serve as a resource for all the other majors under the College of Science. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you.
Okay, next we have Autumn. I just want to ask for all of the candidates that come up next, if somebody asks a question, just to make sure that you repeat it because some of the people that are sitting in the back can't hear. So that'll be very helpful. All right, Autumn.
Hello, my name is Autumn Giles. I'm a second-year business student with a concentration in marketing and minor in psychology. I am running for the position of Chief Communications Officer, which is responsible for maintaining a positive relationship between associated students and the student body. Another responsibility is to oversee the organization's master calendar of programs, events, and conferences to ensure that associated students stays on track with proper planning. The position also serves as a resource to ensure that associated students stays on track with proper. The position also serves as a resource for promoting student body concerns, programs, and meetings. I've been a part of Associated Students for the past year as a commissioner on the Communications Board. After being an Associated Student for the past semester, I've started projects with my slate, OWAP, which stands for Artists with a Purpose, and I would like to continue them because I believe that they will benefit the student body better. I am the Interclub Council Representative for the NAACP, which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. As the ICC rep, I am constantly communicating with other ICC reps from clubs such as the LGBT and Allied Advocates and Pride. One prior event we did together was called Spooktacular, where the NAACP invited other organizations to come and have a night of laughs to get to know the NAACP club and its club members, as we get to know, as well as them getting to know us, as well as plan future events to expand on the student outreach through club collaboration, as well as I also act as the liaison between my club and other clubs by joining them in their meetings and talking with them, and to see what other unique benefits that they have to offer us and what they also offer to the student body. I'm the historian and webmaster of the NAACP. As the historian, I'm responsible for recording any events, whether it's through social media or photography. As the webmaster, I'm responsible for managing the social media accounts such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. One of the jobs that the social media that I do as webmaster is that I reach out to other NAACP organizations across the United States, whether it's in San Jose or in San Francisco or even Southern California, such as Los Angeles. One of the goals that I have for that is to hopefully bring us all together for one common goal or one common event. One of the projects that I have on campus is to bring more bulletin boards to the campus, on campus. Since the only bulletin boards that we see on campus are right there in front of the OE, and that's not enough. What I want to do is I want to bring more bulletin boards in other parts of the campus, like the Variety Quad, the library, the gym, and other well-known areas that bring a lot of high traffic onto the campus. I hope to work closely with the programming board to better plan for events as to how to communicate to the student body. I also would like to work closely with the Athletics Center and the Cultural Enrichment Center. As the newly box office tickets becomes more and more popular and begins to expand, one of the things I want to do is create a poll for students to be able to share their ideas and suggestions on artists who we're able to get for the concerts or other events in the area that we might be able to get. As I stated before, I'm running for the position of Chief Communications Officer and would hope that my efforts to improve communications on campus that we have to help improve the communications on campus so that we may be able to have better student turnouts at events. I would like to continue to create relationships between clubs and other organizations on campus, similar to Spooktacular, where everybody can get the chance to know each other and also get to know associated students. I would like to continue the project that I began in order to continue to be an advocate for students' voice on campus and to actually share their ideas. We are your voice, and we need to know what you're thinking in order to voice it. Thank you for your time.
Have you thought of any events for having students get to know the associated students and what we're about?
So the question was, have I thought of any events for the student body to get to know associated students and to get to know associated students? One of the events that I thought would be pretty interesting would to be have a flash mob where some members of associated students can be sitting in the OE or in the library, no, maybe not the library, not the library, but maybe in the OE and the student center, and music will begin playing, and we can have an event where whoever that person is sitting next to can start bring them up to dance for 5 seconds or something like that, and be like, "Hi, my name is so and so, and I'm a part of associated students."
So being a part of the communication board now, what do you see lacking in your communication marketing strategy? And how would you like to change it?
I feel like one of the things that is lacking.
So, being a part of the communication board right now, what do you see in AS's communication and marketing strategy now that you would like to change?
So the question was, now that I'm a part of associated students, what strategies do I see now that are currently lacking that I would like to change? One of the things I would like to change would be able to plan much further in advance exactly where we're going to target, where we're going to table outside of the library, where we're going to table outside of the gym, in front of the student center, and utilizing the bulletin boards tremendously in heavier parts of campus.
Other questions?
Have you thought of alternative ways of reaching out to students besides Stately and the traditional forms of communication?
So the question was, have I thought of other ways other than the traditional ways to communicate to students? One of the things that I have been thinking of is maybe just going directly to students' classrooms and just saying, hi, my name is so-and-so. We have this event coming up, and we hope that you'll come and check it out. Just going directly to the students instead of indirectly through social media or emails or anything like that.
A large percentage of the student population here are commuters. How would you address communicating events to students who commute and simply don't spend time on campus?
So the question was a large population of students that commute. A large population of the students commute from different parts of the Tri-County area, and how would I be able to communicate through that? One of the things I was thinking of would be utilizing the bus stops, would be posting flyers or events there, right there at the bus stop, where students are able to just easily see that.
Any other questions? Oh, thank you, Robin.
Hi again. I just wanted to let everyone who just came in know that there's food back there, and I think there's plenty. So in the meantime, please eat some of the food and drink the beverages that are back there. And Olivia is next. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Olivia Warren, and I'm running for Associated Students Cultural Enrichment Senator. I currently hold this position in AS. I am passionate about celebrating diversity on CSUMB campus and promoting unity. I have advocated for students by going to Inclusive Excellence meetings to make a diversity plan for the campus, helped with affinity graduations, and meet with the affinity clubs in order to establish a good relationship with them. All of these duties have allowed me to be a better advocate for the students. This past year, I brought speakers and performances to celebrate the diversity on our campus. I have set goals for next year, which will further the mission of AS Cultural Enrichment Senator, which is to advocate for inclusion and celebration. I would like to bridge the gap with students and administration. I want students to be able to go to administration freely and go to AS to express concerns so we can help fix things. I also want to put on both informative events and performances to promote unity and celebrate the diversity on our campus. For example, I would like to have a cultural fair on campus to be able to celebrate all different cultures and showcase them, but also to unite the students. Associated Students is an organization that seeks to serve, empower, and represent students in all areas of students' concerns. My main goal is to represent students to the best of my ability and to be approachable so they can come to me. I believe in CSUMB, and I want to make it a better place for everyone to go to. Thank you.
We'll open it up for questions now. Martin?
What issues of diversity have you noticed or that you have noticed and you plan to fix?
The question was, what issues of diversity have I noticed and trying to fix? Is that what you said? This year, like the past 2 years that I've been here, I have noticed a lot of issues with the administration and the professors and with the students. So my goals are when I go to the Inclusive Excellence meetings, when I meet with these administrators, that I can kind of tell them what the students' concerns are and maybe how they should fix it and what the students have come to me that they want to see differently.
What are your plans? What are your action plans to meet students where they're at? So for students who have these issues but are not comfortable with speaking to you, what are some strategic ways you're
The question is, if students have these concerns, what is my plan to come to me if they're like not comfortable? My plan is, I haven't totally thought it through yet, but to make some type of anonymous way that they can come, because I understand that not all students can talk to administration, or they might even become intimidated by me. So either they can email me so that it's not really face to face, if that's easier for them, or if there's some type of suggestion box or something like that they can just drop in that's not in the AS office, that they kind of can voice their concerns.
Why is inclusion important to you? Or why is working for inclusion important to you?
Being a Black woman, especially when I went to not a very diverse school in high school, I didn't see that much inclusion. So when I came to college and I saw people are a little bit more open to people that didn't look like them, it made me think about what I had gone through in high school and how I want to make sure when people come to college that they feel like this is an inclusive campus and that they can not have to worry about how what they are on the outside, but come here and learn and enjoy their college experience. Thank you.
Next we have January.
Hi, my name is January Cornelius, and I'm a second-year Collaborative Health and Human Services major, and I'm running for the position of Associated Students Athletic Senator. The role of Athletic Senator is to promote spirit, pride, and unity among students at CSUMB through athletics. The Athletic Senator is here to advocate on behalf of the student athletes and all students on CSUMB's campus. Under the Athletic Senator are two programs used to promote spirit and unity: the Monty Ray Program and Blue Crew. The Monty Ray Program is the mascot program for CSUMB. The Athletic Senator facilitates how the program is run and oversees all scheduling for Monty. The Blue Crew is CSUMB's official spirit squad at all athletic games. We're here to support and be proud of our student athletes. The ultimate goal of Athletic Senator is to create a campus that we are prideful of and to make sure that our student voices are being heard. Currently, I'm the Athletic Senator, and I've worked hard to restructure AS athletics as a whole. I'm creating an environment where there is not a gap between student athletes and the general student population. I've also restructured how the Monty Ray program is operated, making it accessible to all student life and leadership development free of charge. I want students to be able to use Monty to promote school spirit and our love for our adorable mascot. Monty is the symbol and spirit of CSUMB, and he needs to be showcased. I also have set in place a plan that will make Blue Crew new and way better than it is now. There will be a better incentives program, and the goal is to have a solid student section in the Otter Sports Center at most home games. This year, I continued the tradition of Midnight Madness, the annual NCAA basketball tradition that rings in the start of the new basketball season, which was a great success, and next year I plan to make it bigger and better than ever. I believe that traditions are important for the student life experience. It gives students a reason to celebrate their campus. It gives students a reason to celebrate their campus, and this year I created my own tradition, Battle of the Bays. This tradition will help establish a rivalry with California State University East Bay. This was a fantastic event, and CSUB students were able to support and watch our women's and men's basketball team in their final regular season game. It was an amazing feeling getting to see the support that our students had for our basketball team. It was even more exciting to see our men's team win their last regular season game on the road at East Bay. And also good luck to them tomorrow night as they take on Humboldt.
Since this event was such a huge success, I plan on doing more excursions and taking students to support our fellow Otter athletes as they go on the road. Athletics loves the support, and the students love the experience. This position isn't all about big events and free things, though. Student advocacy is a big aspect of the Athletic Senator's responsibilities. I have weekly meetings with the Student Athletic Advisory Committee where I sit in on their meetings and figure out solutions to help them with problems they face as student athletes. This year I was successful in being able to fund their graduation and help them fund their student athlete banquet. My goal for next year is to be able to get the general student population and the student athletes to know each other. I believe that if the general students know the student athletes, we will be more supportive of each other and have more pride in our campus. Not only have I worked to advocate for the student athletes, but I've also worked with CSU and B Athletics to advocate for the general student population. I'm currently in the process of working on getting first aid kits for the Otter Sports Center that will be for the students who use the gym. I want our students to know that they are well and taken care of and they have the best first aid supplies, and it's a great way to keep our students safe. Next year, I plan to get more involved and find out what the general student population wants to see from the Otter Sports Center. I truly hope that I've provided you all with enough information that you feel that you can support me. I'm a dedicated student leader and I find ways to make things happen. I will listen to the issues that are important to students and try to find a suitable and sustainable solution. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me tonight, and go Otters.
We'll have time for questions now.
I heard in your speech that there's some dissonance between student athletes and the general student population. Why do you think that is?
The question was, she was asking about the separation between student athletes and the general student population. A lot of it, I think, has to do with, it's like a scheduling thing, and it's also that student athletes have been typically more supportive of each other, and it's kind of like just their own little cohort, their like group. Where the general student population, I don't know if they don't always feel as included in what they're doing. So just like breaking that down, and they've expressed to me that like we could have volunteer opportunities or just like events that we could all work together and get to know each other. So, yeah.
Okay, so with that athletic senator position, it's also a great opportunity to reach your pride. What are the other ideas that you have?
Some other ideas that I have to introduce school pride. I know just like personally, for like promotion of AS, I thought about just holding a showcase. So you could get to see all of AS as a whole and learning what we do. So it's not just you get little tidbits. You can always see Blue Crew and you can always see Monty, but like, do you really know what goes on behind the scenes? So I think it's really important for us to get to know the students and then for you to get to know us.
What are some ways you can bridge the gap between all student athletes on campus? So the ones that are recognized as official student athletes and also the other student athletes who do sport recreationally. As a coach of the women's rugby team, I see there's a very big divide between the official student athletes and other student athletes who don't get as much privilege as other students. So what are some ways, what are your thoughts on that actually? Yeah.
So Charlene's question was bridging the gap between student athletes, but then student athletes that are part of sports clubs. So my thing would be like taking Blue Crew to those games and just like promoting it on my end, because I know that all athletes, they want the support and they do it because they love it, and it's great to have someone cheering you on. So I understand the passion that you have behind it.
Any other questions? Autumn? So, with sports like basketball being very popular and things like that, what are the other sports that are not that don't get much recognition by the student body? How do you introduce those sports to those other sports?
So the question was, as I like to call it, it's the great divide between court sports and outdoor sports. So it's just finding a way to be able to get to those outdoor sports like soccer, baseball, softball, water polo. So we've had a lot of different conversations about that, and this year I plan to try and have an event where we can start
getting students to go to like the outdoor sports, it's hard because we live in Monterey and the weather's unpredictable, and court sports just are more popular. It's been proven, but I want to change that because all the student athletes deserve it. So having events with Blue Crew, special incentives to get people to go out there, and I'm always open for ideas on how you think that I should get more students to go out there.
Other questions?
Next we have Michael for Chief Financial Officer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Smith, and I'm currently a sophomore here at CSUMB. I'm running for Chief Financial Officer in this coming election. I'm seeking this position because I want to get involved with associated students and make a great impact on this campus. I spent a lot of time this past year thinking about where to get involved, and when I heard about the Chief Financial Officer position, it sounded like a perfect fit to me as I'm a business major and want to get actively involved in my community. I feel like the Associated Students is a really important part to this campus because of how big of a role it serves here at the school. AS represents such a large student body, and without it, students would be left without a voice. After joining the Finance Board this current semester, I got to learn about how the Finance Board works, how to balance the budget, and it helped me become more aware of issues on this campus. I want to improve the way events are advertised so more students that want to get involved can get involved. I was extremely happy I joined as it really opened my eyes to all the different clubs and groups that are available here at this campus. After learning how it works for a semester as the student at large, I will take those skills that I learned with me as Chief Financial Officer. I have taken a good amount of business courses now, and I'm ready to handle the Finance Board. I feel like this would be a great opportunity for me to explore more possible career opportunities not only in finance, but also in leadership, as this position represents such a large number of people. I know that this will be a great experience and teach me many skills I will use in the future. I'm hardworking students, and I'm ready to take on this important job. Thank you for your consideration.
We'll open up for questions now. Martin, thank you.
Do you understand what areas on campus the Associated Students budget goes to?
Your question was, do I understand where the Associated Students budget goes to? And I'm aware that a lot of the money goes to groups around the campus, such as clubs and sports and different events like graduation ceremonies and whatnot. And I'm aware that these are really important to the campus and really represent the student body in an important way.
We have currently a great lineage of chief financial officers, and I was wondering, have you made outreach to these two fine ladies?
Your question was, am I aware of the previous financial officers?
Well, have you made outreach to them? Because we do have a lineage that is available for you as a resource right now as you're learning where the AS budget, about the AS budget.
Okay, and your question was, have I reached out to our previous financial officers? And I actually have. Lauren, our previous financial officer, was the one who really got me involved in AS and pretty much told me about it because I was sitting here wanting to get involved, didn't really know where to get involved, and Lauren really opened the door for me. And so I'm going to have her as my president in the next year, hopefully, and I'll be able to ask her for any questions I'll have.
Why is it important to be a good steward of student fees?
A good
Steward?
It is important to be a good steward of student fees because these fees are part of our money that we pay for tuition, and it's just a little bit of money to some people, but it really makes a big difference here at this campus with all the different groups and organizations that need the money and the funding.
Are there any other questions? What is your intake on a 50
was that?
What is your intake on the $15,000 budget?
Oh, my intake on the $50,000 budget for a concert. I mean, concerts are definitely a big way to bring us students together. I know for me, I always look forward to concerts. But yeah, $50,000 is a really large fee for a concert, but it's just all about debate. That's where it comes to the finance board, and we decide if $50,000 is really worth it for a concert.
Is there any issues that you noticed about how money is being dispersed to different areas within associated students that you wish to resolve, and how?
Your question was, is there any issues with how money is being dispersed? And I haven't noticed like too many issues with that because I've only been on the finance board for about 3 weeks now. But yeah, definitely, there's always a big concern with them. There's always a reason why they're going through the finance board, and sometimes they request too much money, and sometimes they request too little. And there's definitely an in-between on there.
How will you make sure you're distributing the money to clubs, organizations, departments, and so forth in an equitable way?
In an
Equitable way?
equitable way? How am I going to make sure money gets dispersed in an equitable way? Really, that just comes with the guest speakers and the different people we have on the finance board. Really, it's a big committee, and it's not just me who makes the decision, it's the whole board. We all vote on it and determine if it's equitable for the school.
Thank you. Our next and final speaker for tonight is Nicholas for the Chief Legislative Officer. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. A little intimidating. Everyone gave pretty great speeches, so I'll try and close it out just like that. My name is Nicholas. I am a third-year environmental science, technology, and policy major, and I'm running for the Chief Legislative Officer. I'm interested in this position because the political process and the passion for educating students is, I don't know. I just want to educate people on the political process, and I'm also very interested in it. Throughout my entire life, I've always been interested in the political process. I try to keep up as I can on both statewide and legislative issues. And this past summer, I got the opportunity to intern for the Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Kevin McCarthy. It was a really good experience. I learned a lot about the process and all that good stuff. Here on campus, I've been pretty active. I used to be vice president of the tennis club. That's where I learned good leadership abilities and how to organize people. That position also taught me how to bring people together and effective ways of communication through social media and tabling. Some of my goals that, if you all elect me, are to educate the students. One of the big problems with young people in America, not just here, is that no one votes. No one knows how to vote. No one knows who's running even or what they stand for. And I feel it's a big problem because when you don't vote and you don't make an educated vote, you're not properly represented in your government. And it's your government. And we're the future. This government, like this president, is going to be the president when you're an adult probably. So it's kind of a big deal. But I also want to be a good advocate and effectively lobby for student needs at the statewide level. And yeah, hopefully these goals will give students the proper tools and the proper voice they deserve. And it's my speech. I guess we're open to questions.
Do you know what the California State Student Association is? And if so, can you just give like a little brief
I'm not super well versed in it, but way I kind of understand it is kind of like a representation of CSU students at the statewide level. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you please discuss a state bill that you believe directly impacts the CSU system?
Her question was, can you discuss a state bill that affects students at the CSU level, correct? Sorry. I actually can't off the top of my head. There's tons of bills out there, so I'm sure if I looked one up, I could kind of explain the legislation to students, though, and answer any questions they'd have about it.
Have you thought of any events to help educate students on the upcoming political elections and to help them make an educated vote?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Right now, it's kind of try to do it through tabling. Hopefully, people can reach out to me. I want to make myself as available as possible because this is really important. You need to make an educated vote, and you need to vote in the first place. But yeah, just tabling, social media, just try and get to them any way I can.
Have you ever had any experience lobbying at the state capitol or anything like that?
I actually haven't. This is actually hopefully going to be an experience for me to learn how to do that. But I think one of my best qualities is that I'm pretty good at talking to new people, I'd say. So, and I'm also pretty stubborn, so I'm pretty persistent on getting those darn politicians to do what I want them to do, what we want them to do.
What would you say is the top concerns of students in the CSU?
I am not sure, and that's another plan of mine is to sort of get a polls going, kind of what do you want as students, like what do you believe in, and yeah, get stuff like that. I know that a problem is income equality I've seen around here. A lot of people see that as a real issue, and me myself see it as a real issue, and even our education reform throughout the United States, not even here, is also a big issue. So, yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right, well, that wraps up our speeches for today. So, on your way out, please grab a plate full of food. If there still is any, I haven't been back there, sorry. But if there is food, please